Hi Dom, this week's review is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White, and it's also number 11 on your list of favorite books. So pretty much everybody knows the general story behind Charlotte's Web. It's about a pig named Wilbur who's sort of just a normal pig, is friends with this spider named Charlotte who decides to save him from being killed by his owner. He's a farmer. She spins webs and writes messages in her webs like some pig, terrific, radiant. So in the end, the farmer decides not to kill Wilbur because he shows him at a fair and he wins lots of money for being such a good pig. At the very end of the story, she lays some eggs. Wilbur succeeds in keeping those eggs safe because Charlotte dies. And when Charlotte's children, the baby spiders, come out of the egg sac, he tells them about her, and some of them leave and some of them stay, and then future generations of Charlotte's children and grandchildren stay with him forever. Now I'm just going to go through a couple things in the book that I didn't like, and then I'm going to go over a few things that I did like. So first of all, there's another character named Fern who is Wilbur's sort of friend, his human friend, who took care of him when he was first born. So she is sort of like the sympathetic human character. Fern's brother Avery is sort of in the story as well. For somebody who's in the story for as little amount of time as he is, he makes a big impression as an annoying character. Like at the end of the story, when they're about to show Wilbur at the fair, they try and get Wilbur into his crate to transport him there. And Avery starts acting like a pig. Like Avery starts making pig noises and running around the crate and like kicking things and scaring Wilbur, and it wasn't amusing. It was just kind of scary a little bit. I kind of felt like Wilbur was scared of him, and I kind of was too. The second thing I kind of disliked was subplot about Fern hanging out with Henry Fussy. I didn't understand the point of that. I mean, they mentioned him like 5 times in the book, and you never even saw him really. You just found out that Fern was friends with him and that they went on the Ferris wheel together and that there was some sort of like romantic relationship sort of developing between them, and then that was some sort of evidence that Fern was growing up and she wasn't going to be so imaginative or fanciful anymore, and she wasn't going to just be friends with animals from now on. But then if you think about that, Fern is 8 years old. Mom looks at her on the Ferris wheel with Henry Fussy and is like, oh, my daughter's growing up and that's a good thing. And your daughter's 8 years old. I didn't get that. I didn't understand why she needed to grow up so much, why she needed to leave behind all her childhood. When you're 8, you're still allowed to play with animals. You're still allowed to be imaginative. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Dom? What happened to your hat? When do I wear a hat in real life? Glasses are where it's at, hello? I guess that's true. So what's your issue here? You're completely going about this the wrong way. Charlotte's Web is an amazing children's story that spoke to me and millions of other children during their childhood, and even now. I would argue that really E.B. White is saying that people need to be more like Fern. They need to listen to animals, they need to be imaginative, and they need to have compassion for all types of animals, including pigs and spiders. I definitely wouldn't say that Fern's relationship with Henry Fussy signifies that she's growing up or becoming romantic or whatever. She's only 8. She's just branching out with her friendships. I can see where you're coming from, but honestly, the way that her relationship with Henry is portrayed seems to be like she's losing touch with Wilbur and with the farm animals. That's a part of life. I think 8 years old is a bit too early to be starting that process. I guess maybe we're just gonna have to agree to disagree on that one. Yeah, maybe. What about the whole Avery being annoying thing? Do you have a problem with that? Not really. I agree. That kid's a fucking idiot. So the things that I really liked about Charlotte's Web were, first of all, the friendship between Charlotte and Wilbur. Wilbur was really nice and caring, and Charlotte cared a lot about him, obviously. She saved his life. So it was really heartwarming to see their relationship and the friendship that they had. Charlotte saves his life, and then Wilbur repays her by taking care of her children and grandchildren, etc. The second thing that I liked was a lot more abstract. I liked how it was sort of pointed out by Charlotte's messages the effect that words and language have on our perception of things. Because before Charlotte wrote those messages saying that Wilbur was radiant or terrific or whatever, nobody thought Wilbur was that special besides Fern and Charlotte. It was only when Charlotte's messages appeared in her web that people began to think that Wilbur was exceptional. It's only through the use of words that people begin to realize that Wilbur is actually special. And I thought that was a really good commentary on the effect that the written word has on our perception of the world. Way to sound like a pretentious douche. You know what, whatever. At least I didn't steal something you said to use in my review. I have no idea what you're talking about. Altogether, I would say that Charlotte's Web is a great children's book. I'm actually really sad that I didn't get to read it when I was a kid. I'll give it 4 out of 5 smorgasbords. So Dom, I look forward to your next review, which will be Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice as a punishment for not finishing your review on time. Because it is a tragedy that you've not read any Jane Austen yet, despite being A, female, and B, an English major. So I look forward to that review, Dom, and remember, Wilbur is some pig. So Dom, those glasses are kind of like your Clark Kent disguise? Pretty much, but when I take the glasses off, I don't become Superman. I just become you. Bummer.